Truth is, I'm scared cause when I see you coming, all I wanna do is tell you that I love you. I know.
Hello. All right, you guys. So I've been picking up on a few things. So I'm going to go ahead and see what the CBT therapy deck has to, or the CBT deck has to say. Cognitive Behavioral Therapy deck. So it has different types of things that you can do to help yourself mentally. It's a form of therapy that therapists actually use. Okay. So, I have been picking up on people that could have either grown up in foster home or in a situation where their family life was like they were a stepchild, or their mother or father didn't. Could have been a single parent home. It could have been a 2-parent home, but there was a lack of love there, and there could have been a parental figure that was bipolar or undiagnosed bipolar. Okay. You will know what I mean if this message is for you. This message may not be for everybody. But, so what I'm picking up is a bipolar guardian. It could be a feminine guardian. I'm picking up two things. It does not have to be a female, okay? I'm going to start off with the female version, though, because there's a masculine version as well. So the female version could have gone through a abusive relationship in her past, or abusive life growing up. You may not know all the details about this person's past. There are a lot of secrets that they hold because of the fact that they are hard to handle and they get easily triggered, and the trigger of talking about or dealing with their past, taking accountability for some of the things, or even facing the things that actually happened to them, makes them relive it, which kind of puts them back into it takes them back from present day to the past, and they are covered in this energy as if they are back there. Now, the reason that I want to talk about this is because it is a real thing that happens. This is why people go to therapy. But it takes years for people to deal with these things and get their mind reprogrammed from being a part of a abusive lifestyle for an extended period of time. And especially if this person was dealing with some sort of abuse while they were in their developmental stages, as if, let's say that your family that you grew up in was a family that was ran and conducted by someone that had bipolarism, or that was physically abusive to the people around you and them. If that was the case, and you were in your developmental stages, I believe up to 6 years old, could be a little bit older, I'm not sure, right? And you see that as something that happens every day, you could think that these things are normal, these things are okay, this is how life is, and it's not a big deal that people behave this way towards me, right? Or it's not a big deal that I respond to things this way, right? You can be a part of the same household and experience the same lifestyle differently. And I'm proof of that. Okay? But what I'm picking up is that there is a feminine energy that had her soul was broken by a masculine energy that took all of the positive happiness, joy, peaceful spirit in her and used emotional manipulation to convince her that what was going on within the relationship with them was normal, was okay, was the best that they would get. And I'm seeing a child being a part of the situation in their developmental stages, while this mother and father is having a very difficult time. The mother could have possibly gotten pregnant, and it was not planned. She could have been young. I'm also picking up that the father didn't want the child. And this is what made the relationship turn dark. And with less attention being on the father, more responsibilities being put on the father, meaning he had to go to work every day. He had to make sure that there was money coming in. And he had to spend his money that he earned on someone else other than himself. So it made him bitter. And that bitterness turned into abuse. He took the mother's voice away. He emotionally manipulated, financially abused, and sometimes physically abused, or got so aggressive that the mother was fearful of the safety of herself and the child, right? Or children. And the mom fled. The mom left. This is a generational curse. During your developmental stages, you could have blocked out a memory of something abusive or something bad happening. As long as your mother was there, you felt safe. And you didn't necessarily see the truth of the matter between the two parents. The mother figure finally got away from the chaos. And when she got away from the chaos, her mind was not the same. The father figure could have taken the mother away from everything that she knew and promised her some sort of a decent life. Gaslit her the whole time. And abused her to the point where she didn't believe that she was a good mother anymore. Believe that she was... Abused her to the point where she started to rethink her life. Now, you may be an adult, and you may be looking at the way that your mother behaves. And there could be a mental disorder going on with her. Bipolarism is what came up. And there could also be this issue where, because of the way that her family treated her and the family of your father, or whatever, take the energy as it resonates, has made her believe that she is not a good mother because of emotional manipulation that the family used to abuse her further. Because this family is used to the same type of manipulation and abuse. They didn't see anything wrong with it because obviously this father figure learned this from somewhere, right? They could have learned it from watching their father doing it to their mother. You never know. We're here to break generational curses. So whether you are the father or you are the mother, I invite you to sit with me for a little while and help you work through this. Okay? You could be a father figure that has a horrible temper, very reckless mouth, and you could definitely be one of those guys that beat their chest and has to have control over everything, even if you're wrong. And you know that you're flat out wrong for the shit that you do. Right? I want to work this out. I want to help you work this out because you can lose everything. When people finally find the strength to leave these situations, they don't go back. Your purpose on this earth, on this planet, is not to torture women. It's not to treat women like they are objects. It's not to treat people like you are superior and they're inferior to you. Your purpose on this earth is not to be hateful, spiteful, controlling, or abusive. Love does exist. You could have a lot of mother issues. In every woman that you could have ever been with, you could have abused. Sorry. Some get to leave. Some you walk away from when you realize that you've torn them apart, broken their soul. And you may find glory, goodness, something to smile about in that. But here, as a victim, I am here to explain to you what harm that does. And I want to speak to you about the karma that comes with that. Okay? Because I've seen it play out. It's currently playing out in someone's life that I know. So let's get into it. You have children, right, sir? We'll start with you. And here, ladies first. First card we have is motivational message. You lucky. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Albert Einstein. What is one behavior you find yourself doing repeatedly, even though it is not effective? How can you break the pattern and engage in more effective behavior? Well, maybe this is for you, sir. I just want to prove that that's there. That's why I'm showing you. I didn't pull none of it. It came out by itself. So Spirit's in the building. Father God, I ask you to come in and help me to deliver this message. Archangel Michael, I ask you to come in and protect me from any lower vibrational energies at this time. Thank you. Ancestors, I ask you to come in and protect me from any lower vibrational energies and to help me to deliver this message to this toxic masculine energy to help him in the way that he needs help so that he can get his family together, get his family back, and actually find some real love. Because his mama didn't love him right, but it ain't my business. It is. That's why we're here. Make it plain, make it simple, make it great. Thank you. Then we have beating the blues. No pun intended. Just do it. This popular slogan is good advice if you're feeling down and depressed. Perhaps the hardest aspect of recovering from depression is the one of the most important things you can do, taking action. Is the very thing you don't feel like doing when you're in the state. If you feel like depression has zapped your energy, push yourself to do something for 15 minutes and see if you don't feel at least a sprinkle better. Journal prompt. Identify 3 things you will do today even though you don't feel like it. So, sir, I'm going to have to take a little break from you and go right on over to the feminine energy here and say this is for her. I understand that you have been put through abuse from this masculine energy, but your guys are coming through to tell you that they would like for you to get up and start moving around and stop letting this oppression stop you from moving in the manner that you deserve. What happened between you and this masculine energy has absolutely nothing to do with who you are. It has everything to do with them. And that's one thing that is important for anybody that is watching this that could resonate with being a domestic violence victim. And we are talking about victims as if they are victims and not needing to rush and get over a damn thing, and learning to love themselves more than they love the bitch that chose to put their hands on them. Okay? They have mother issues. Why do you think they choose to beat on the women after they become mothers? Because they love their children more than they love them. And they can't stand not receiving the love that you gave them when you were single and having it given to the children, and seeing that it has been reduced because the children are more important than his baby ass. We're going to try to keep it a little cute. I don't have patience for these type of energies, but I know that I have to speak on them because they keep coming to my face and needing to be addressed. And clearly it needs to be addressed because there's clearly someone that is struggling, dealing with this. The only reason it comes to me is because I have witnessed it, I have lived it, and I have gotten through it. Only reason that I am capable of coming to this space, and creating a video for the public to view. So, I will be going back and forth between the masculine and feminine energy as I see fit. I normally don't do my readings like this, but here we go. This masculine energy could have used financial control or financial abuse, which means they keep you from working because you have children, and who's going to stay home and babysit, right? Who's going to stay home and watch the kids? Even though we want to come out of this trailer, or we want to come out of poverty, or we want to stop living in a 2-bedroom home when we got 5 kids, or we want to come out of not having furniture or food to eat on a regular basis, things of that nature. Even though women have goals and want to get off of, don't want to be on child support, don't want to be on food stamps, don't want to be on government assistance. We have to do what we need to do because the Father wants to make sure that we do not. Live a better life than they could provide. When at the end of the day, they're really not trying to provide it, they're trying to prevent you from living a good life. Because they are taking out the pain, the neglect, the sadness that their mother put in them. These men that are like this have a problem because their mothers chose men and relationships with men over them. You hear me? You don't have to be a man to resonate with this energy. Okay? I'm trying to calm myself down because there's a lot of energies flowing through me. So, when I say my prayer, I open my door and let my guys come in to discuss what it is that we need to discuss for this reading. And this hits home really, really close. It's something that I couldn't see while I was in it because I've seen it happen to females, what it is, plural bitch, okay, outside of me. And I've seen a family member single-handedly destroy. Oh, I take that back because it wasn't single-handedly. It wasn't. It wasn't. You want to know why it wasn't single-handedly? Because everybody believed the lies that this motherfucker told us about what was being communicated from this woman that he abused. Right? We believed everything because he was blood related to us. But all of us seen him put his hands on her. All of us seen things that we should not have seen happen. So you could be, I have lots of timelines here, okay? You could be a female that has children or a child, it doesn't matter how many, with a masculine energy that, one, you may not have planned to have children with. And even if you did, you may not have planned to live the lifestyle that they are trying, or they tried to give you. And I'm here to discuss his issues. So we're going to start with him first. And then we'll get to you probably in the part 2. Okay? Because I got to make sure that I have enough space here. So what's the most important message for this masculine energy that is needing my assistance today? What karmic cycle is this masculine energy currently going through? Ending a circle. What karmic cycle? Partnership and what was that? Alliances. So you're having problems finding someone to be with. It's karma, baby. It's karma. You're having problems with finding someone that truly loves you, right? Balance. You're not finding any peace. Damn. So sorry for you. Sorry. You're finding that there are a lot of women standing their ground. They're not letting you do what they used to do back in the day when girls were stupid, right? You think that sex is going to work. Before sex worked for you, right? All you got to do is slop it down real good or dick it down real good and it worked, right? You're hoping. Now you're running to God. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do wrong? What's going on? Why is this happening? Conflict and defeat. You feel defeated. You feel like God has forsaken you, right? God has been trying to talk to you for the longest. And you've chosen. You made the choice to harm these women in your life. To destroy. To break their souls. You chose to do this. You meet people or met people at a place, women at a place where they were good, where they were happy, where they were in the beginning of their life, or they could have even been in a space where they were in the between, right? In this case, in the between, we're talking about the part where you could have met someone where they were a single mother, right? And they're trying to learn to live their life without a partner, without the child's father, right? You hear me? Oh, I know. Come on, get closer. We're going to get into it. Come on, snuggle right on in. Come on. This person you seen is a perfect candidate. They're weak. They don't have really much else. You know what it's like to have a woman that has a soft spot, is a good person, will be a ride or die, and she just needs someone to be there for her, right? You want those type of women. You don't care if she's smart because you're going to knock that out of her real quick. When I say knock, I mean knock. You're going to knock that out of her. Because she's going to stop being smart around you because she don't want to be hurt. You smack her till she's stupid. Or at least plays it for you so that she can survive. Oh, don't get me started. We're going to go back. We're going to go all the way back. Okay? You do all of these things in order to gain control, in order to put her in a position where she no longer believes that who she is real. Where she no longer believes that who she is important to be. She's quiet at all the family functions. Nobody likes her because you go back and you tell everybody about all the shit she put you through. But you don't tell them what you say to her. You don't tell them what you do to her. You don't tell them how you treat her. You don't tell them how you have all of these different secretive things that she keeps to herself because she loves you. You made sure that you put your claws in her, broke her down to make sure that she didn't want to be with anybody else and that she truly loved you before you let out that demon. You do this with every single one of them, don't you? I know you do. These are the men that are falling off of the face of the earth, that are becoming weaker, more desperate for good women, for women that are so controlled by this whole, something that used to exist. It doesn't exist as much anymore because now social media is coming along and opening a lot of women's eyes. It's beautiful. I love to see it. I fucking love to see it. Okay? Because now, where women were weak, they used to sit around the kitchen table and talk shit about other women that couldn't keep a man, right? Couldn't keep a man because she wasn't trying to be abused. She couldn't keep a man because she wasn't trying to deal with a nigga that had to go run off down the street to bald-headed Sally and get his dick sucked. She didn't want to deal with that because she couldn't keep a man. But now there's more women standing up and saying it's okay to be celibate. It's okay to say no to a man that can't keep his dick in his pants. It's okay to leave a man. Period. It's okay to be single. Y'all don't like that. We know it. And we don't give a fuck. But you standing on business. You making sure that the next bitch you get with, little bitch, is gonna be one that obeys. You're not gonna find many quality women like that. So the women that you deal with are going to be a headache. And I love it for you. What karmic cycle is this masculine energy currently going through? What karmic cycle is this masculine energy currently going through? What karmic cycle? You are someone that you can't be alone. Masculine energy. And I talk to your shadow. You can pretend all you want. I talk to your shadow. I see your shadow. In little subtle cues, because I was raised up around it. You don't have to do much. I can tell a mask without you saying anything. I see body language. I listen to the things that you say. I even pay attention to the way that you look at me in my eyes. And if you can do so. That lets me know a lot about a man that is hiding his shadow and what his shadow looks like. So I may be full of love and light, a majority of the time. But there's a lot of darkness that I've seen, right? I may not have seen a murder, but I've seen a man beat the shit out of a woman in front of me for no fucking reason. Bloody Pope. Because she was saying that she didn't like how he was disrespecting her in her house. Bringing another woman in. You darkness. Okay? So I know it when I see it. Just from a simple look in your eyes. Just from being in your energy. So, back to what we're talking about. You're probably someone that can't be by yourself. You don't know how to be by yourself. You're probably someone that looks good or dresses good or has money, right? But you have all the physical things that you think women want, but you don't have the emotional intelligence to actually maintain a good relationship with a woman and let it stay good. You can't stand for things to be good because good means no chaos. Good means we're not running around doing stupid shit all the fucking time. Good means that we are not acting like immature imbeciles. Right? We're not wasting our time. We're not wasting our money. We're getting closer to retirement than we are to getting into our first club after turning 21. Right? We're getting closer to wheelchairs than we are to being involved in some sort of good get-together outside of the park. Playing basketball, shit. Right? So now you are possibly in a space where you're trying to find you a good young woman. Someone that is nice and established, looking for something serious. So you could have been taking your time lately and studying what a real man comes off as. You know, you could be working on your sense of humor. You could be working on, like, just your energy. And not because you need to work on it and so that you can heal yourself, but so that you can manipulate a woman that is looking for a particular, a specific type of man. Mm-hmm. Let's see what the first card has to say. Balanced. Your guys are telling you right now that they're telling you that you're trying to work on balancing yourself. You're trying to better yourself, right? Karmic cycle that you need to focus on is bettering yourself, healing. Healing this mother wound that makes you hate women. That makes you treat them like shit. Why do you do this? Is it because it's the only thing that you ever seen and you never had a real man show you what it was like, or a real man didn't take their time with you? You could have brothers that are in better situations and loving relationships that don't need to involve physical, emotional, or financial abuse. Right? You're the black sheep. You're the one in the family that you just don't understand social cues. You don't understand how to actually love somebody. You don't understand what it's like to be good to somebody without an award. Right? Balance is here. What karmic cycle is this masculine energy closing out? What karmic cycle is this masculine energy? Obstacles and challenges. You could be learning how to deal with your life without the assistance of other people, without the assistance of women. Because God has put you in a place where you're by yourself, baby. You could possibly not even have if you have children, they're not even around you because they can't stand you. They don't want to be around you. or you don't have a connection with them, and you don't understand why every time that they come around, they seem to either argue with you or they're really short with you. There's a challenge here. What's this challenge? What is this challenge, Spirit? Being able to grow, opening up your heart, fertility, being loving, nurturing. You know, the things that your mother lacked. I understand. I know your mama. Your mama, she didn't do nothing wrong. She only did what she could because she had all these things going on with her. I get it. She was probably the person that was bipolar to begin with. She's probably the reason why you are bipolar. She has probably taught you what she believed a man should be, because that's all she seen. She didn't see the ones where they went, those men that are actually healed, that grew up with loving mothers, loving environments, knowing what love felt and looked like. She didn't grow up in that. That's why she couldn't give it to you. Or by the time they got to you, by the time she got to you, she was tired. It's okay. It is. When you realize, when you get older, you realize the truth about your parents. Your children have realized the truth about you. Accelerated motion and material harvest. So you could feel as if you were put in a situation that you were not ready for. You may not have been financially stable and had to deal with a responsibility like providing for a family, right? And this may have turned you into, it could have clicked somewhere in your head where you felt like you were rushing to try to heal something, right? Rushing to try to make material things happen, come out of nowhere, and you weren't even ready for life. You were still playing. You were still out here trying to figure out what the fuck you wanted in life. You were still trying to figure out what type of man you wanted to show up as in life. And then in that moment when you found out that you had children on the way, you had to decide, and you weren't ready to decide. Without choosing, the energies around you, the things that you knew, what you were already equipped with, you hadn't even had a chance to heal from your own childhood. And then you turn around and you have to be responsible for children, for a child, for a woman. And you didn't even have, so you probably didn't even have a fucking pot to piss in. Men handle these sort of things differently than women. Sometimes, if you're not careful, especially when you are a man that does not have mother love in your life, healthy love from your mother in your life, and you expect for the woman that you have, that you're with, to fulfill that void, because that's what this is, right? You don't know how to move forward. If you had a real connection with your mama, you wouldn't be going through the shit that you went through. Because guess what? Your mama gonna check your ass. She's gonna make sure that you are treating people the right way. Because if your mama raised you right, you won't be out here dog walking anybody. You won't be out here dogging anybody, whether it's emotionally, physically, or financially. You want to know how I know? Because as a mother that loves her children and herself, there are certain things that I teach my children, my boys, about how to treat people. If you really knew what love felt like, you wouldn't treat people this way. If there was real love in your life, you wouldn't treat people this way. Now, making sure that you are responsible for the lives that you created is one thing, right? But showing love in a nurturing, nourishing way is completely different than providing a roof over someone's head, making sure that they have clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, and food in their mouth. Those are the responsibilities. Those are top priority. Taking time to teach your children things. Good for them. Positive things. Taking time to check them when you see that they're acting out. Taking time to change the way that you behave in front of them so that they don't get the wrong idea about how they're supposed to walk through life. You misbehaving in front of them and acting like a toddler when you don't get your way with your woman. That's bad behavior that your children are watching. You can tell them all day, don't do something. But if they see you do it because you're daddy, they're going to do it. Children are influenced by anything that they see, especially if they are around certain things a lot. And it doesn't matter how old they get. Your brain works from day one. Memories start developing early. Children pick up characteristics and behaviors before they even recognize what good or bad is. Even if you don't feel like you are financially capable of being the type of father you want to be, the least you can do is be a good role model. Do you even know what a good role model is? Do you know that being a good role model for your children isn't selling out? It's actually being a good parent. Who cares what your friends think? Because your friends aren't going to be there when you are dealing with your children acting up in school because they've seen you acting stupid. Your friends aren't going to be there later on in the future when your child has found your gun and taken it to school, or chosen to take it down the street, or decided to go and sling dope because they had no other choice, right? Your child is not going to care when you leave them to be the responsibility of someone else because you just can't handle it, and they go off, run away, and then become something that no one ever actually expected for them to become. But they became that because they were so desperate for your love. And all it took was for you to set aside the bullshit with these women. Set aside the bullshit that you got fucked up in your head about your mother. And I understand that you may not have actually been able to view this as that, but this is the case. That's exactly why you are here. Because she didn't have the time to spend with you. I'm here because it's a generational curse that I'm breaking as a mother. Because my grandmother is this woman. She didn't know how to handle the responsibilities of taking care of her children. And most of her life was filled with stress because of the financial burden that it took to raise her 5 children. And first marriage, she had my mother. She was 15 years old. She was married and she had a baby. Eighth grade education, which is now I believe considered like maybe a 5th grade education in today's world. And if not less, if I'm going to be completely honest. And she couldn't. Circumstances made it so that she couldn't provide the life that she wanted for her children. All she could do was provide what she could. Now, she has a son that was so wrapped up in the material world that he didn't understand why his mother couldn't provide for him this material shit, and made him live in lack. Now, my grandmother loved her children, but it was this one child that didn't get it. They all went through the same thing. They all had an abusive father. They all grew up and watched their mother get the shit beat out of her for defending herself. I've heard stories myself. I've met this man in person. And, of course, he's my step-grandfather, right? And I know all of the way that it hurt my grandmother. And slowly but surely, it showed his head. It reared his head during my life. And how it affected some of my family members. And one of my uncles, the eldest man in my family, the eldest son, he would bring up to his mom, why didn't you try? You sat there and you watched all this stuff happen. And I bring this up, I think I've done a reading like this once before. What can she do when she's getting her ass beat too? Obviously she can't fight him too. Now you as a grown man, you see that you're strong enough to physically hurt another person. But do you ever fight the man? These women don't deserve to be treated like that. Your mother didn't deserve to be treated like that. And your job, when you recognize that there's something going on in your own personal life with your own children, is to step back and think, what should I be doing to correct the trauma that my own father caused me? What am I supposed to be doing to correct the trauma that my own mother caused me? How can I show my children the love that I wanted? Right? At every age, our job, when we recognize that there's something going on, something wrong, is to step back. Right? And this is what you're supposed to be doing. If you really want to change, you have to change it. And there's nothing wrong with choosing to change the way that you respond to things. This is what people have been hoping that you would do, especially if you are this dark individual that I'm picking up on here. I hope you understand that. People are hoping that you would see your mistakes. Take accountability. Treat them better. Choose to be better. Even though it's hard to choose good every day, choose to respond in a positive way instead of your old ways where you, snap, swing, yell, disrespect, neglect, emotionally manipulate, financially manipulate, financially abuse. These things are real abuse. When a woman that you're with can't go and get something that she needs, like sanitary napkins or what we call pads or tampons, that helps her stay healthy down there, shit, for you, because she's not getting enough money, right? And all she wants to do is go get a job so she can afford the type of pads she like, okay? Or afford to do her hair the way that she likes, afford to do things that she wants to do, or afford to put in some sort of help so that you can upgrade your life. Something. You stop her from working, or you take her credit cards or all of her bank information. You take control of all of the bills. She never learns, especially if you're meeting someone young and they're learning how to live life just like you do. And they never learn how to pay bills, or never learn how to budget, never learned how to spend money, never learned all of these different things, and they're just depending on you to do everything. Taking away every aspect of someone's soul and telling them that if they love them, if they love you, then they wouldn't tell you or wouldn't fight against you. The individual that you are is a broken little boy. And we see the women, the people that know that you put your hands on women or physically try to control them in some sort, or manipulate them in some sort of way. Y'all player ass niggas. The ones that treat women like they are objects. The real people in your life know that it's not dating. They know that when you're cheating, there's something in you that is broken. Even if they don't say anything, they know. And yes, they do look down on you. I know you think it's cute. I know you think that it's bragging rights, but just think about it. All your friends are married. All your friends are in healthy relationships. You may try to talk your shit. You may like a few TV shows that you wish that your life could be like, but you can't find nobody to settle down with you and deal with your bullshit. And that's because you need to change. You have a lot of work to fix. The shit that's going on with you. And the first thing that you need to do is to step back and look at your situation and figure out, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing to cause the people around me to want to leave me? What am I doing that's so wrong that these people don't want to be around me? What is loving? What I want you to do, masculine energy, is to sit down and write down, what do I think love is? And what is? On one side, how am I displaying love? And what does love look like to other people? Even if you have to go ask people, what does love look like to them, do that. Okay? Do that. Because you're causing a lot of darkness to stay on this planet. You are the reason that a lot of things in your family doesn't work out. If you are having problems with children, if you have them, this is why. And you don't see nothing wrong with it. If you're having problems with your wife or the women in your life, they don't want to be around you. You're not understanding why they're always mad at you. Listen. What are they saying? What are they saying? Even if you don't agree with it. Because you don't have to agree with something for it to be a truth for somebody else. You don't have to believe that you're not being disrespectful because you know that you can be worse for somebody else to feel that you are being disrespectful to them. I would tell anybody this. Because I grew up with a mother that loved me and showed me what respect was and what disrespect. My father, even though he was a fucking idiot, even though he was fucking stupid as fuck when I was growing up, he showed me what respect was. Right? Because I was baby girl. I matter. And if you have children, they probably matter to you too, right? You wouldn't want to see someone treating your child. I'll take that back, because ain't no telling. You probably don't give a fuck, right? But would you want somebody to treat you the way that you treat them? How would you feel? How would you feel if people treated you the way that you treat people? People like you do not go to what people call heaven. People like you do not have a good end of their life. People like you receive karma in ways that hurt worse than some sort of financial struggle. It starts there. Speaking of, the next card that came out is financial and material changes. You're about to see a big change in your life where things are not going to be the way that they usually are. You are not capable of manifesting positive things because you brought so much darkness onto this planet. Karma is here to collect. That woman that you broke, you get to see her be happy. You get to see her live a healthy life without you. And you get to see her give that beautiful love that she had for you before you took it out of her, drained her of it, to somebody else that deserves it. And you get to see her happy. And there's nothing that you can do about it, because there's going to be a man that will whoop your black ass, whoop your filthy ass if you try to fuck with her. And that's just on the physical. You may never fucking make it to do anything to her, if you know what I mean. Karma is here to collect. And you better hope it's not the Grim Reaper waiting. You need to ground yourself. There's a lot of shit that you want that you will probably never see. Because there's growth that needs to happen. Sitting back, stepping back. Even having conversations, calm, adult conversations with your children or the people that are still allowing you to even contact and associate with them. Ask them what is wrong. Or ask God. Pray and ask God to show you how to heal the relationships that you've broken. How to heal the people that you have broken, if it is possible. Healing is necessary. So my next question is, what can this person do to heal or close out this karmic cycle? This is telling the truth. This is taking accountability. This is being responsible. Growing up. Facing your reality. Take charge of your life. Stop letting your past affect you, because it's affecting your present day and your future. And that shit happened already. People are starting to dislike you, that love you, but you're letting things from your past affect today. And those things from your past that are affecting you today are going to bring people in your life that you love, or people that you created, that you're supposed to love, that you don't know how to properly love, or that you haven't tried to learn how to properly love because you keep going off of what your mama did, how your mama treated you, or how your mama lived her life, or how your daddy lived his life, or how these men and your uncles and your friends, how they lived their life, right? You're worried about how other people how other people are walking this planet, and not trying to walk the planet like you want to walk the planet, trying to show up as the man that you should be showing up as, that you want to show up as. Who gives a fuck if there is someone on this planet that tells you that you choosing to be a good fucking person to people is being fake to some shit that wasn't real to begin with? Come on now. You're not being real with yourself if all you can do is listen to what other people's opinions are, instead of living your life the way that you're supposed to. If you have a woman in your life that has her head on her shoulders properly, that knows how to lead because she's leading her own life, why would you want to come in and disrupt that and bang your chest because you're a man and expect for her to follow your lead when you don't even know where the fuck you're going? You don't even know what the fuck is going on with your life because you can't be by yourself. You can't handle things as you get wrapped up in pyramid schemes. Like you get fucked around, and all you really know how to do is deal with yourself. You don't know how to take on the responsibility. If someone left you in charge of children by yourself, what do you do? Do you know how to treat them? I'm gonna tell you this. I don't even allow my father to be around my children alone, because he doesn't know anything but abuse for children. Our dad didn't have conversations with us. Our dad didn't try to teach us anything. All he knew was discipline. And the only discipline he knew was to beat our asses. I still remember how he would smack the shit out of our backs. Whole hand. We were this small when this was happening. To knock the air out of us and send us into asthma attacks. And knew that we would start wheezing and coughing the second he did it, and would send us in the room to suffer. When I tell you that I am not this full of love and light out of nowhere, I choose to be happy. I choose positive. Because I've seen enough darkness, and there's enough of it in the world. I shouldn't even be here trying to talk to someone that doesn't act like they get it, but I am. Your mother didn't love you enough, but I do. Enough to tell you that you need to step back and look at your shit and take accountability. Take control of your life. Take accountability. Take authority over your life. This is an emperor. This is who you want to be, right? But you can't be that as a coward. You can't be that as a weak person. You can't be that in a space where you don't even know what it looks like to love another person. You don't know how to love yourself. How do you talk to yourself? You could be going through something right now where an ex could be witnessing you trying to flirt with, or even you could already be in a relationship or some sort of shit with a new person, and you could be showing out for that person. And you could be lying to this new person about who you are. They think that the ex is crazy because they're stupid. And that's exactly right up your fucking alley. I know. So cute. They're so dumb. They will follow you like a lost puppy into the darkness. Right into the darkness. And this is why I'm teaching my daughter. Red flags. This is why I'm teaching my daughter what I learned about the men in my life growing up. Not just the men that I dealt with as an adult, but the men that I dealt with growing up. My developmental stages. I seen some fucked up shit. Okay? And a lot of women have too. We're the group that is here to wake up these women. Make sure that we protect our bloodline. Y'all ain't gonna get far. There may be a few stragglers. There may be a few women that haven't made it here, but they're trash, for lack of better terms. That's what you want. As long as they serve you, nothing else matters. You're not going to get a quality woman being a dog. Because quality women trust their intuition. That's why the ones that you get, you find out that you're stupid. Too stupid to actually deal with. Or it just doesn't work the way that you hope. They may come off. They may be too desperate. Or too easily broken. Or leave you. Because when they see red flags, some people, we may be dumb a little bit until that honeymoon phase falls off. Till that honeymoon phase is gone. When that fog, that mental fog that causes us to want to stay, wears off, when our friends and family has those conversations with us, or they start to see the subtle clues that we're different, and not in a good way. Because women that get into relationships are supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be happy, glow, because our men are serving us and wanting us to be happy. And they get the same in return. You don't get love from hate. That's why when you start doing the things that you do that show that you didn't have a good relationship with your mother, that they leave, or that they get sad, or that things get dark, and it's no longer fun. It's no longer fun because you're being weird. The fuck? Okay. Partnership and alliance. I don't mind my business. You gotta fix the way that you treat people. It's you. I read somewhere earlier today that someone said, I pray that God relieves me of alcoholism, right? And I wanted to say, well, that can happen, of course, but you got to put the work in. You can pray to God all you want, and it's not in any way, shape, or form any disrespect or anything, right? You can pray to God all you want, but what God needs you to do is to put the effort in. You have to put in the work to make that change in yourself. You can pray all day that you want to stop smoking, right? But if you keep picking up a blunt, or you keep picking up a cigarette or a vape, what do you think is going to happen? You're never going to quit because you keep picking them up. God ain't going to come down and be like, pew, pew. You no longer want to smoke. You live in a body that has memory, muscle memory. You live in a body that forms an addiction to certain substances that are unhealthy for you. You have to reprogram that body to do what it needs to do. God can help you through it. He can show you why you do the things that you do, but you have to consciously make a decision not to do it anymore. That goes for this abuse too. All of it. If you do not want to do something anymore, you have to make a conscious decision not to do it. If you want to respond better to people, you have to make a conscious decision to do it. If you want to be loved, more loving to people, you have to make a conscious decision to do it. And all of this stuff takes a lot of fucking time. All of it. Every fucking aspect of it takes a lot of time. Right? So we get it. It's not easy. These things are not easy to do, but you got to think about making a decision to make a change in your life for the better. Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it so that you can have a better life, better experience, so other people can experience you and enjoy your time and company, so that you can have loving people around you? Your mother may not have done it right, your father may not have done it right, and that's okay, because they were doing the best that they could, and they were giving what they could. And if they couldn't give that much, that's just who they are and where they are. That does not determine who you should be, how you should show up in your life, or the path that you choose. You don't have to follow the same path as them. You don't have to be someone that breaks women, that breaks their souls. Because somebody's going to fuck around and break yours. Even if that doesn't happen until the day that you die. And it's time for you to transition. You may have problems for a long time because of the choices that you make. And it will haunt you for the rest of your life. You may find someone that loves you and deals with your shit and gets tired of it and leaves you. Sacrifice leaving everything that they built with you for their own peace, because they found that loving you was useless because you didn't love yourself. You don't love yourself because your mother didn't love you properly, because she chose other men over you, instead of getting up and cooking you something when you said that you were hungry, but then she turned around and made Mr. Bill a full course meal, and the only reason that you ate was because of the fact that he came over to fuck her and pay some bills. God talks to me about you. God shows me your memories. I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry that you have to feel that. I'm sorry that you feel like a second-class citizen in your own home, in your own family, with your own mother. But you're not. You are worthy of being loved. But you have to start loving yourself first. And you have to choose to be a better person first. You have to choose the light instead of allowing the darkness to surround you and take control of you. If you find yourself getting into an argument and your temper flares, walk away. and let your partner know that this does not mean that I'm leaving you. It means that I need to calm down. If your partner does not understand that you are working on healing yourself, then that is not the right partner for you. You have to be aware. You have to be aware of what is going on with you in order for you to do any healing. She's not happy. The biggest aspect about healing this part of you is being aware of how the pain that you are suffering with, the mental pain, the emotional pain that you are dealing with, that is showing up in your life because of the way that you were treated when you were growing up. And I'm going to explain this. I have been really triggered by watching someone else deal with the consequences of what happens when a man grows older and hadn't received proper love from their mother or anybody around them, right? Because of being chosen, not being chosen, right? And this person has chosen to commit to someone and thought that they can handle it, and then found out that it just keeps getting worse. And I honestly feel like it's necessary for someone to say something about this and not make it be like this dark thing. We know that you're doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. We know that you're being abusive, right? In however way, shape, or form that is. You know how you're being abusive to other people. You know how you're being unloving to people. You know how you're being unhealthy in your life. It's not necessarily my business or my job. It's not my job to sit and scold you over that. When it comes time for you to review your life, you are going to be the person that is going to say whether or not what you had done in your life was good or bad, and to feel that. God's going to put you in a place where you have no other choice but to feel the guilt, the shame, and the pain. It's not my job. My job is to try to help you figure out how to close out this karmic cycle before you get to that point in your life, or before you lose everything. You're praying for changes. I'm here. I hear them. And I bet you I can tell you who you are. And it's not just one person. Okay? Awareness is important. Being aware of how it is how you behave, how you respond, how you allow your anger to come out is important. I don't give a damn about making sure that other people know that you're standing on business, or other people know that you are the man. Other people know that they shouldn't disrespect you. There's other ways of getting respect without being mean. There's other ways of getting respect without being disrespectful. There's other ways of getting respect without physically harming anybody. There's other ways of getting respect without emotionally manipulating anybody. Putting fear in someone, that's not respect. They're scared of you. Do you know what fear feels like in your body? Do you know that it is the absolute opposite of love? And the reason that you are behaving this way is because you lack love. You lack the understanding of what love is. You lack love from the person, the one and only person that was supposed to have unconditional love for you and always choose you, right? You behave this way because you want it. You behave this way because you need it, right? But it has never turned out the way that you wanted it to because you're approaching this situation incorrectly. Your guys need you to take accountability for the way that you are, the man that you turned out to be, and accountability for being hurt. You're human. No one is going to whoop you for crying. No one is going to tell you to shut the fuck up and act like a man. No one is going to treat you like shit. You may sit around and think that the people that are around you may say something or do something like that, but you know what? Being vulnerable, especially if you have like a significant other that is wishing that you would be less angry, being vulnerable, showing them a softer side and being softer can save a lot of the situations that y'all are in. Choosing to turn over a new leaf and choosing to be a better person on purpose. Choosing to be the man that sits in the back of your head as the vision of who you believe that you should have been if life had went perfectly. You still have time to do it. You still have time to become that person. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be abusive. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to put your hands on anybody for them to respect you or understand what the fuck is going on with you. As a matter of fact, words work perfectly fine. And if there's a woman in your life putting their hands on you, you don't need to be there either. You shouldn't have to defend yourself in that way. Men need to heal as much as women do. We need to heal from the abuse that these men put us through, or this neglect, this disrespect, all of these different fucked up things that men put us through because they deal with issues like this. A lot of the times, the men that treat women like shit don't have mothers in their life that really love them. My guys showed me all of these different men that I've known in my life. And I'm not talking about any romantic things. Some of them were, some of them weren't. But, you know, you get like different versions of these people. And the other day, they explained to me, they showed me this one guy that I actually dated. I hadn't thought about him in a long time. And me and him started to get closer. But he felt uncomfortable when he was starting to really tell me about his relationship with his mother. But he started to get vulnerable with me about the relationship with his mother. And this man had dealt with a lot of difficulties with her. And it made it hard for him to really allow someone in. A lot of women have a fear of men. And you don't make it any better if you're not making it a safe space. You should take a break from dating. Take a break from relationships, even if you're married. Take a break. Because if you're married and you're going through this, you're probably close to divorce. Being good for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and then going back to this angry, unhappy person because you're unhappy with your life. You could have gotten older and you're starting to have a lot of memories from your childhood, from your life, come back up and disturb you, and you don't know how to handle it. This isn't something that has to do with your health. This isn't something that has to do with, this is God and angels around you trying to help answer your prayers. You're making people not give a damn what happens to you. And it seems like it's your choice to be okay with that. You're going to be alone because people do not want to deal with the behavior problems that you have because you don't know how to accept love. And love isn't always butterflies and sunflowers and fucking hummingbirds and amazing sex and wild nights and perfection. Love takes work. The work that you need to put in on yourself is what love takes. The time that you need to put in on yourself is what love takes. It takes love to fix yourself. It takes love to find that peace in that relationship. Find that peace in the relationship with yourself. Find that peace in the relationship with your mother. Finding peace when you're in the midst of chaos. Be the peace. Detach yourself from others' behaviors that trigger this behavior from you. I know we all love our mothers. My mom passed away when I was a kid, so I don't know what it's like to be an adult with a mother that you have to grow and develop your relationship. But when you know that the relationship between the two of you is not healthy, and the things that she does, the way that she behaves, even just like the memory of some things, or if you know that she chooses to only use you, detachment is important. And when I say detachment, it doesn't mean that you have to completely cut yourself off from her and not talk to her ever again. But if you want to form a relationship, you got to detach yourself from those negative things that you see pop up as a blockage in your relationship with your mother. It's necessary in order to move forward. You have to teach her how to love you, what you need. What do you need? Step back and ask yourself, what do you need from your mother? What would that little boy, or even if you're a female here, what did that little boy or little girl need from their mother? To make you a priority, to pay attention, to listen, to hug you, to make time for you, to get up and make that meal even though that man wasn't there, to just feed you because that's something that you needed, to care, to say that she was proud of you, to say that she loved you. No. My mother may have passed away and gave me a few good years, but I also had a second half of that, someone that had to take her place temporarily until I was old enough to get the fuck away from her. And this is how I know what you're going through. This is how I know that it's a mother issue. Mother figure issue, female, maternal issue, a feminine issue, an issue that you have with women. It doesn't have to be mothers, but your mother was the first person to display this fucked up behavior towards you. And like I said, you make you feel like a second-class citizen in your own home and your own family. And it's not fair. But what you can do today to heal your past is to forgive her for doing something that she didn't know that she was going to do, for choosing to satisfy a man because she thought it was going to be something that was going to further help take care of you when she was taking on responsibilities that she couldn't handle all by herself. Right? So a lot of women do that because for a long time, a lot of women have been taught to be completely focused on making sure that the man is happy, because for a long time they were the first to get the place. Right? You're probably one of those people that believe that men deserve to get their food first, not the kids. But then you wonder why you struggle. Don't wonder why you struggle when you believe in the fact that children should be put last. Here's the thing. Understand when there are mothers that believe that the child eats first because mama and daddy can wait. That shows the children that they are cared about, that they are loved, and that they are mama and daddy's first priority. Something that you needed growing up. This is exactly what you needed growing up. Right? Understand that. Back in the day, it's still a debate. Okay? It's still a debate today in 2024 that the children should be fed and taken care of first, prioritized first. When the mom and dad, they're still going to eat, but the kids need to be shown that they matter first. They need to be shown that they are loved by both of the parents first. Break the curse yourself. Show up as the person that you always wanted, as a parent, as a friend, as a lover, as a husband or wife. Understand that you are the change. You can be the change that you want to see. You will influence other people around you, especially if you make a drastic change by stepping back, taking accountability for what you've done, apologizing, being honest and truthful to other people. Because one of the things that you need to be honest and truthful with to yourself is that you felt neglected by your own mother because you didn't feel like you were important enough to her. Because with your child mind, you didn't see certain things. And you have held on to that for a long time. With your child mind, you weren't taught how to deal with how people are. And you don't have to suffer anymore. You don't have to hold on to this anymore. You don't have to deal with this and be this way anymore. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to learn what love is for real. You can choose to let other people love you without trying to destroy it. We'll get one more. Let's see what message we could possibly get from this. We're going to do my mediumship deck and see if there is something here that could possibly come from someone on the other side. You could have a father figure coming through to, I kind of want to, I'm feeling like either an apology or, it doesn't have to be a dad. It could literally be an uncle or a grandfather or a brother, older sibling, something, right? or even a friend that has been in your life as a masculine energy. But it doesn't matter. This energy is coming through to help you become aware of what is going on. And they spoke. Legacy. You are my legacy on the front line. I fight for you in spirit. I knew this card was going to come out. Should have called it. Universal clearance at the bottom of the deck, and I'm going to read that one in a second. Things are changing around you to clear your energetic frequency and put you in a better mental, emotional, and financial place. Tower energy. I'm going to show you something. So one of the times that my device chose to cut off, because this message is, there's an energy trying to keep this message from coming out, just to let you know. And it's bigger than you. Trust that. But I looked at the bottom of this deck because I almost used it and it said Tower card. It was a Tower card. So for this to come out and be at the bottom of this deck, once I got these two cards out, is lit, okay? Then we have Beloved. A soul that has departed, that you have a special, strong bond with. Someone that has taught you a lot and has shown you real love. So there's someone, this could be a female energy too. Could be an older sister. It could be an aunt. It could be a grandmother. It could be a mother, right? And this person was probably the last person that really showed you real love. And this person is coming through to use me as a vessel to help deliver this message to you. And I'm here for it, 100%, because you need it. If you feel like this energy resonated with you, I am open for readings. You can comment and I'll email you, or I'll leave my information below. I hope that this helped you. Please leave a like. If you are new here, subscribe. And I give you all of your energy back. And I take all of mine back. I pray that you allow this beloved spirit to come in and help you heal. Okay? Talk to you later.